money to the IRS. How much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to
It's
pay.
neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this. He makes so much money. There's probably a point when they're like.
Joe Rogan recently responded to CNN's reports about Floyd Mayweather's financial troubles. According to CNN, Mayweather has experienced a series of financial setbacks that have significantly diminished the $1.2 billion fortune he amassed through his boxing career. The news came as a shock to many, sparking widespread confusion and disbelief, given Mayweather's reputation for extravagant wealth and successful ventures.
One of the reasons why people watch him fight is not because he's like Mike Tyson, just goes out and destroys people. They like watching him fight because they hate him. Because he talks so much and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed. Like this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes, but I want to show you. When I show up, I bring out the big boy and it brings out this watch that's covered in diamonds. It's like $5 million. And so
Floyd Mayweather has reportedly gone bankrupt, a revelation that shocked not only the boxing community, but the entire entertainment world. It was confirmed that the legendary boxer had squandered his massive $1.2 billion earnings from the sport on debts, risky bets, and failed investments. The news was met with disbelief, as many found it absurd and unimaginable, considering Mayweather's history of flaunting his wealth. This surprising development quickly became a topic of discussion on the Joe Rogan Experience, where host Joe Rogan shared his candid thoughts. Rogan expresses disappointment in Mayweather, attributing the boxer's financial downfall to reckless spending habits and an extravagant lifestyle that, in his opinion, inevitably led to bankruptcy.
Time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right.
you know
I'm
what's
giving
not
you
good?
$25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats. You can sell those. I also remember all those guys got popped by the IRS. Because they were, they all got popped. Because none of them were paying taxes. They're all getting paid cash.
Yeah.
And so they all got in trouble. I remember working at Nick's Comedy Stop. They offered you could get paid in cash or in coke.
Yeah, I remember those days. Yeah.
That's how wild those. Yeah.
However, Joe Rogan also highlighted that despite reports of bankruptcy, Floyd Mayweather never actually seems to appear broke. Rogan noted that stories of Mayweather's financial collapse surface frequently, yet the boxer continues to showcase his wealth openly. This sort of news keeps flying, and I really don't know where they all come from, Rogan remarked. He added confidently, "One thing I'm sure about is you're going to see this young man get himself a couple Ferraris in the coming weeks, and you'll ask yourself if he's the same man you heard was bankrupt." Rogan's perspective resonated with many, with one commenter even pointing out that Mayweather has been declared bankrupt almost every year for the past 15 years, yet he consistently adds more private jets, luxury houses, and exotic cars to his collection. Frustration grew among Mayweather supporters who argued that the constant speculation over his finances was unnecessary. You claim he's bankrupt every year, yet he shows up with the latest cars, wristwatches, and designer clothes year after year. And then the news resurfaces, one fan stated. While not necessarily supporting Mayweather's lifestyle, they believed it was time to stop obsessing over his financial status.
All those guys got popped by the IRS. Because they all got popped. Because none of them were paying taxes. They're all getting paid cash.
Yeah.
And so they all got in trouble. I remember working at Nick's Comedy Stop. They offered you could get paid in cash or in coke.
Yeah, I remember those days. Yeah.
That's how wild those days were.
However, while it's true that Mayweather has always managed to maintain a lavish lifestyle despite bankruptcy rumors, this time there seems to be a significant shift. One notable factor is that he has reportedly placed some of his mansions up for sale. Joe Rogan discusses development on his show, pointing out that this situation feels more genuine than previous speculations. He went on to explain the complicated financial troubles that Mayweather currently faces, highlighting the various stores, companies, and even countries, both within the United States and internationally, to which Mayweather allegedly owes millions. Rogan suggested that these mounting debts, combined with the sale of his properties, may indicate that the legendary boxer's financial struggles are more severe and tangible this time around. Joe Rogan went on to reveal a long list of creditors tied to Floyd Mayweather's name, including multiple high-end jewelry stores and significant debts in the United Arab Emirates, particularly in Dubai, where he reportedly owes an astonishing amount of money. Rogan also pointed out that Mayweather's financial troubles trace back to as early as 2017, the year he won his last major fight, yet failed to clear substantial tax obligations. Adding to the list of debts, Rogan disclosed that Mayweather currently owes $1 million in Mexico. This debt stems from his failure to attend a scheduled conference a few months ago. Despite promises to appear, either in person or via video link, to address the Mexican media, the five-time world champion was conspicuously absent, leaving organizers and creditors hanging. The event ended in disappointment, leaving organizers and journalists bewildered as they gathered for a press conference that never took place. Among those present were top professional boxers like Jamie Munguia, adding to the anticipation. However, Ben Thompson later explained that Mayweather's absence was influenced by his representative's preference for a rematch with John Gotti III over revisiting the 2011 professional fight. ESPN's Salvador Rodriguez, who attended the event, confirmed that several high-profile boxing figures were present, expecting Mayweather to honor his commitment. Shockingly, despite receiving $1 million up front, Mayweather failed to show up, leaving everyone waiting without explanation. This unfulfilled promise added to the growing list of questionable financial and professional decisions surrounding the Expound King, further fueling speculation about his ongoing struggles.
Points, right? Because it's an exhibition. So that's what's interesting is Floyd's making more money than anybody. And these boxing people have no chance of beating him, and he's doing it as an exhibition. It doesn't even hurt his record.
Because of
The situation became so bad that both fans and media outlets began criticizing Floyd Mayweather, questioning what could possibly be going through his mind. After all, he had reportedly been paid $1 million just to show up at the media event, yet he failed to attend, leaving many wondering how he could squander such an opportunity. In an attempt to reduce his mounting debts, Mayweather put both his Beverly Hills and Los Angeles mansions up for sale. The combined value of these properties is over $40 million, which could go a long way toward clearing his name from several debt records. Interestingly, Joe Rogan, who has frequently praised Mayweather's discipline and work ethic, voices disappointment over the turn of events, noting that he never imagined the boxing legend's financial troubles would escalate in this way.
Look at all those diamonds. That's millions of dollars worth of diamonds. I mean, that's bonkers. Yeah, he's like a professional baller.
Like that watch right there is not like, I wouldn't wear it because it's not my thing.
Yeah.
Even if, I had it, I wouldn't wear it. It's just not attractive to me.
No, I'm not into blinged out watches either. Nah. I like McCann.
Mayweather's lifestyle, marked by regular late-night parties and flaunting his wealth, often rubbed some fans the wrong way. His constant show of affluence, which included extravagant displays of money, created a polarizing image. However, it turned out to be a savvy move on his part, as it ultimately fueled the sales of his pay-per-view events. Many boxing enthusiasts, eager to see him lose, were more than willing to purchase the PPV, contributing to his financial success. Despite the outwardly wild persona, Mayweather never lost sight of the importance of hard work. Joe Rogan shared a powerful story, emphasizing how Mayweather's commitment to putting in the effort, even while living a lavish lifestyle, had played a crucial role in his rise to the top.
It's absolutely, he needs money. You think he's once again, come on, fighters like that always go broke.
Because everything that he says is about money. It's nothing else. There's no values. There's no Figured it's really a trick. He gets these people to box with him. They have no business boxing with him, and he's making millions and millions of dollars doing this way after his competitive career is over. Needs that money. That money has to keep coming in. If you're going to live like this, it's absolutely he needs money. Once again, come on, fighters like that always go.
During Jury MMA Show 102 * with Dustin Poirier, UFC commentator Joe Rogan remarked, Floyd Mayweather, he's the only guy who's been able to just be balling out of control, constantly flashing money, $1 million watches, a fleet of super expensive cars, and still mess everybody up. He's the only guy. Rogan went on to highlight Mayweather's remarkable discipline, noting that despite his lavish lifestyle, the boxer never lost focus on his training. The thing about Floyd is that he never lost his discipline. Floyd's discipline was undeniable, Rogan said, recalling how Mayweather would famously run home from a nightclub after partying, showing his unwavering commitment to staying in top shape and maintaining his athletic edge, no matter his personal indulgences.
Like, wow. And I think he held him up like, hey, man, don't fall because you'll mess the money up.
The size difference.
Mayweather's commitment to staying in peak shape was legendary. Rogan shared an interesting anecdote, saying, he would go out in Vegas, partying, and then have his driver drive him with his jeans on, and he would jog home. Despite the partying, Mayweather's dedication to his training never faltered. He was always focused on maintaining his fitness, never allowing himself to get out of shape. His career, however, was defined by more than just his victories. A key element of his success was his unparalleled defensive prowess. Unlike many fighters known for their knockout power, Mayweather's ability to avoid getting hit was second to none. This mastery of defense became the cornerstone of his undefeated record and a defining feature of his boxing style. It's a skill that continues to spark conversations and admiration within the boxing community, as many continue to analyze how Mayweather's defense set him apart from other champions in the sport.
The thing that he says is about money. There's nothing else. There's no values. There's no Joe Rogan didn't hold back. When he called out Floyd Mayweather, questioning the legitimacy of his claims about owning $42 million in 60 buildings, Mayweather's flashy numbers have been repeatedly denied by credible sources who argue that the wealth Floyd brags about is largely exaggerated. Despite the public image of a financial empire, it turns out Mayweather's supposed fortune might be a house of cards built on lies and false promises.
In a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, UFC commentator Joe Rogan, along with comedian Brian Kelleher, discussed Floyd Mayweather's unique boxing style. Rogan made an interesting point, saying, if you want to say who's the best boxer of all time, I always say Floyd because he got hit less than anybody. He explained that while Mayweather may not have had the knockout power of fighters like Roy Jones Jr., his exceptional defense allowed him to avoid taking significant damage throughout his career. Rogan believes this defensive mastery is what makes Mayweather stand out as the best in the sport. An interesting fact about Mayweather's career is that it was largely free of knockdowns, with just one exception. During a 2001 bout against Carlos Hernandez, Mayweather took a knee after being hit by a punch, but a referee did not count it as a knockdown. Despite that moment, Mayweather went on to secure a unanimous decision victory, maintaining his unblemished record of never being knocked down throughout his career. This resilience and defensive skill were key components of his legendary career.
Greatest boxer of all time Floyd was just boxing him up, which is what he does. So that's what's interesting is Floyd's making more money than anybody, and he's boxing people who have no chance of beating him. It doesn't even hurt his record. Also money, he needs that money. That money has to keep coming in if you're going to live like this. It's not that expensive though, but he's only 46, but he does this with everything, man. He's got $1 million watches. I don't think he buys every pair you think they give them.
Joe Rogan highlighted one of Floyd Mayweather's most remarkable qualities, his ability to balance immense wealth with unwavering discipline. Speaking to UFC lightweight star Dustin Poirier, Rogan praised Mayweather's dedication to his craft, even as he indulged in a lavish lifestyle. Despite rumors about his financial struggles, Mayweather vehemently shut down speculation, asserting that his financial foundation remained strong. He spoke openly about his strategy for building lasting generational wealth through smart real estate investments. Mayweather, the son of boxing legend Floyd Mayweather Sr., retired from the sport in 2017 with an undefeated record, having spent 21 years in the ring. Throughout his illustrious career, he claimed 15 world championships across 5 weight classes, ranging from super featherweight to light middleweight. After stepping away from boxing for good, the 48-year-old shifted his focus to another potentially lucrative venture, real estate investment.